Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumet Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. So, today, I want to speak to you guys about whether you can change your personality around or not. I got a question from somebody saying, can we really change our personality? And they used the example of Suits from one of the characters to Harvey Specter, but basically was saying, like, can you go from this impulsive, reactive kind of guy into much more of a stoic and confident guy? Well, see, the thing is, the world would tell you otherwise, right? So it's tough. It's tough to actually believe that we can change when the idea of personality itself is like, I have a personality and it's set in stone. Not that I have these different traits that can be worked on. So my belief is yes. The short answer is yes, you can. However, it's going to take a lot of work. Okay? It's going to take a lot of work. So the thing is, we come with a basic blueprint, a personality from our genetic code. And you could blame it on your genetic code. You could be like, hey, my father was anxious, and so I'm anxious too. Or, yeah, my mother used to do that thing, and I guess that makes me like her. I guess I'm falling into the generational trauma, the same kind of trap that I keep on going through and going through. Or you can actually take a stand, make a decision, and say to yourself, like, look, I'm going to be changing some things around. And when you can speak to yourself in that way, it really starts to help you and shape you and hone you into the person that you are truly there and prefer to be. Because the person you're being right now is just a conditioned response to your environment and how you were raised, right? Nature, nurture, kind of the basic premise of psychology. It's either nature or it's nurture. Well, yeah, so it's a little bit of both. But let me tell you this. Have you seen people changing their habits? Yes or no? Yes. Have you seen people changing their personality traits? Yes or no? Yes. So, in fact, if we can change our habits and our traits, we can actually change our personality. Because what Joe Dispenza says is our personality creates our personal reality. Okay? So basically, like, as we gain a certain kind of personality, it starts to permeate into everything that we're doing. It starts to ripple and trickle into everything that we're doing. All right? My reminder to you would be work on changing your habits, the habits that are not in particular that you want. Maybe it is an impulsive habit, maybe it is a reactive habit that you want to change into having more self-control. So what are some things you can do? You can slowly train yourself just like you train a muscle at the gym. Or you can train yourself to have a lot more self-control. Okay? So I've been on a semen retention journey for 163 days or so. Right? How did I do that? Self-control. Right? A willingness, a necessity, a keen eye, a sense of adventure, wanting to keep going, right? Knowing that I'm going to mess up, but I'm still going to keep going. Wow, you see, I just saw a freaking wasp like come right near my face and I didn't even react. You know, earlier, if I was very young, I would have been like, oh, crap. Right? So the thing is, yes, you can become more stoic and confident, but it is what you are choosing to focus on in the present moment. I'm choosing to focus on delivering this message. So no matter what happens, if a clown starts dancing in the background like this, it doesn't matter. Right? I'll still include that clown as a part of my performance based on my area of focus. So you can work on your traits and you can work on your habits. All right? And also a lot of this comes down to the subconscious mind. Okay? So things like hypnosis, getting into trance states and altering your personality and behavior through that is going to be monumental. It's definitely helped me. And so I would definitely recommend you get in touch with a hypnotherapist and do some work there. See if you're a suggestible candidate, because there is, 50-50 suggestibility test that you can take. If you're 50-50 around that area, then you will be a very, very nice candidate for hypnosis. So yeah, look that up, suggestibility test. And also, what I would get you to do is actually start to understand, like, yeah, what are the specific character traits. So if stoic and stoicism is what you want to study the stoic philosophy a little bit, right? And if you want to be a lot more confident, like, what does that exactly mean to you, right? You have to sort of understand what it means to you and also what society wants it to mean, right? Because you want to create a personal definition for your own internal change. So the thing is, like, I used to be super shy, right? I used to be super shy kid growing up. I didn't used to talk with anybody. I used to be in my own internal world. You could ask people who knew me, right? You could ask people who knew me if you don't believe me. Like, I would just be at the party and I wouldn't say a word. I would just be in my own internal head a lot, and I'd just go in there and I would observe people. That was the great thing, is I would use that amplification of observing people to learn more about them. That's what led to me being a very, very good psychologist later on. So, what I would remind you is, don't push away your strengths. There are certain things which you are good at. Okay? Now, you want to actually amplify those strengths and bring it as a part of your personality. So, can you change your personality around? Not immediately, right? It doesn't happen overnight, but what you can do is you can change the personality traits. How does this work? Like, let's say that you are a shy person, right? It's not that you're a shy person. Maybe you're labeling yourself as shy, but maybe you have a tendency to be a shy person, right? You just have an inclination to be shy. So let's say in a social situation you have an inclination to be shy. Okay. Now, maybe you want to be more confident, but instead you're reacting from a shy place. Now, what you can do is do certain things which a shy person won't do. What is that saying to your identity? This is not me, but what am I doing right now? Oh man, I'm doing it. But wait, that wasn't so difficult. That wasn't so hard. I just said hi to them. It's cool. It's really cool, right? You're challenging that identity. You're challenging the trait of shyness, right? By not being shy. So whatever trait you're trying to change, you want to think, what is the opposite of this trait that I'm trying to change, right? And you want to slowly start acting on that until it feels second nature to you. Now, this might not happen very quickly, but over time, if you keep repeating that same behavior, let's say you say hi to a person every day, right? Hey, hi. They're all not responding to you great, but one moment you go, hi, hey, how's it going? Yeah, you start a conversation, and boom, that momentum builds from there. So my reminder to you would be, just try out these new behaviors that you're wanting to improve upon and slowly start leaning into them Kaizen approach. And by doing that, you'll get much more of that confidence that you're looking for. And also, learn from the different characters that you're seeing in TV shows and things like that. So if you notice him, kind of doing this little, hands in the pocket with the thumbs out and the smirk and the... Do it, try it out, and see what feels natural to you. You don't want to copy them exactly. Right? This is where people fall into the trap. They try to see somebody doing something, and then they try to copy it exactly. No, you're going to have to get inspired by them, okay? So, let's say I see somebody, and they're super charismatic at a party, right? They're talking like this, and they do a little inside joke where they go, wicka, 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 wicka. Okay, that's their inside joke, right? So, if you start copying that wicka, wicka, and you make it your own, right? It's like, you're going to be like, wicka, wicka, that was awkward, right? It's not going to feel like you. So learn from the vibration, learn from the emphasis on what they're doing. It's like a little, hand gesture thing. It's like a little quirk. It's like a little gesture that they're doing. I'm inspired by that. Mine doesn't necessarily have to be wicka, wicka, but what it can be is like a little bit of a, like a little laugh, which has the same kind of, melody as the wicka wicka, if that makes sense. So don't be a sponge, okay? Don't just extract everything, but extract a little bit, okay? Be a very theoretical and very experimental sponge, right? So you don't want to extract everything out of the sponge, all the water, but you want to just squeeze a little from this sponge, squeeze a little from that sponge, all right? And then what you're doing is you're creating this kind of unique style of things that inspire you and get you to actually, implement and accumulate this kind of repertoire of this social blueprint that you're slowly changing, right? You can do this with any trait. It doesn't have to be something social per se, but this can be done with like any trait. Like let's say you want to be more kind, right? You see kind people and it's like, oh man, they're being so kind. I wonder why I'm not like that. Okay, well don't force that, right? And actually the thing is like if you want to learn more about this in depth, like I have a book coming out, it's called TPM, the Plasticity Method. This is actually about behavior change, okay? So this will actually teach you the mechanism of how you can change your personality around, okay? So if you are super interested and invested in that, let me know. I'll send you a signed copy of that book, brother or sister listening to this, okay? And yeah, let's just take it from there because thing is, I've done a lot of research into this book. It took me like 4 years, okay? So I've compiled all of that theater knowledge and fake it till you make it knowledge and sort of reformatted it to like acting it till it becomes you. Yes, 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 you can definitely change around your personality, but it's going to take some time. It's going to take a little bit of implementation. It's going to take a bit of planning. But once you have that in your mind, that this is the type of person that I truly wish to emulate and be like, then it's like, man, I can work towards reformatting that, right? My whole process of taking people through the Flow Zone Academy does that, right? It takes people through this whole process. And as they come out on the other side, they notice like, wait a minute, I'm changed. I feel different. I feel more productive. I feel more, engaged. I feel more indestructible, whatever it is, right? But they've worked on that. That's the thing that they're choosing to work on, their specific goal. And once you have that, it's like a clarity. It's like a laser beam focus, right, into whatever it is that you're doing. So that's my 2 cents, or maybe it's 152 cents. I don't even know, guys. But I'm giving you all the value that I can for these videos like this. But yeah, oh man, I see this falcon kind of just like in the background there. Cool, cool. All right, see you guys later. May the flow be with you, and stay legend.